Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. The first few minutes after you wake up are crucial. Instead of grabbing your phone or rushing into distractions, take a moment to breathe and set your intention. Clear your mind, focus on what you want to achieve, and start your day with purpose. Those first minutes are like the foundation of a building. Make them strong, solid, and aligned with who you want to be. When you do this, something amazing happens. You start to feel more in control of your life. You begin to notice opportunities you might have missed before. Feel a sense of accomplishment even before the day is over. That's the power of starting your day with purpose. Your mornings set the tone for your life. Make them count. Start tomorrow and watch how quickly things begin to shift. One purposeful morning at a time, you'll create a life you're proud of. Now, let's talk about focus. It's one of the most powerful tools you have, yet so few people truly master it. Think about this. How often do you sit down to work on something important only to get pulled away by a notification, a random thought, or some unplanned distraction? It happens to all of us. But if you want to achieve something great, you have to master the art of focus. Focus isn't just about getting rid of distractions. It's about knowing exactly what deserves your attention. When I started applying this habit, I realized I was wasting so much energy on things that didn't matter. I was busy but not productive. And let me tell you, there's a huge difference. Being productive means working on what moves you closer to your goals, not just filling up your time with tasks. The first step in mastering focus is getting clear on what matters most. What's the one thing you need to accomplish today to make real progress? Write it down. Don't keep it in your head. Put it on paper or on a list where you can see it. When you know your priority, it becomes easier to say no to distractions. We live in a world that constantly pulls us in 100 different directions. Notifications, emails, social media, they all compete for your attention. Your focus is yours to control. One habit that changed my life was setting specific times for these distractions. Instead of checking my phone every 5 minutes, I'd schedule a time to respond to messages or check updates. The rest of the time, I stayed locked in on what mattered most. Another key to mastering focus is learning how to work in blocks of time. I call it single tasking. When I sit down to do something, I give it my full attention for a set period, maybe 30 minutes or an hour. During that time, nothing else exists. No emails, no interruptions, no multitasking. Just me and the task at hand. You'd be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you give something your undivided attention. Your surroundings play a big role in your ability to focus. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind will be too. Take a few minutes to organize your space before you start working. Make it a place that helps you concentrate, not one that distracts you. And focus isn't just about work, it's about life too. When you're with your family, be with them fully. Put away your phone. Put away your phone. Listen to what they're saying. When you're enjoying a meal, savor it. Don't let your mind wander to your to-do list. Being present is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and the people around you. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. You won't master it overnight, but every day you commit to it, you'll get better. Start small. Pick one thing to focus on each day and stick with it. Over time, you'll notice a change. Your mind will feel sharper, your work will be more meaningful, and your relationships will grow deeper. Now let's talk about learning. Life gets better when you get better. And the only way to get better is to keep learning. It's not just about going to school or reading a book. It's about developing a mindset that seeks knowledge and improvement in everything you do. When I made learning a daily habit, everything shifted for me. I stopped waiting for opportunities to come to me and started preparing myself to create them. The world doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards skills, knowledge, and the ability to solve problems. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more you can contribute. Every day, set aside time to learn. It doesn't have to be hours. It could be 20 minutes with a good book or an insightful podcast. The key is consistency. Imagine if you learned one new idea every day. In a week, you'd have 7 ideas. In a month, 30. In a year, over 300. Any one of those could be the spark that transforms your life. But learning isn't just about acquiring information. It's about applying what you learn. Knowledge without action is like having a map but never going on the journey. When you learn something new, ask yourself, how can I use this today? Put it into practice, even in small ways. That's how you turn learning into growth. Now let's talk about taking action. Planning is important, but a perfect plan is useless without action. Too many people spend their time planning, thinking, and analyzing, but never actually doing. Action is what turns dreams into reality. Big goals can feel overwhelming, but when you break them down, they become achievable. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Perfectionism is a trap. It keeps you stuck in the planning phase. You'll never feel completely ready. Start anyway. Take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's messy. Progress beats perfection every time. Action brings momentum. When you take action, no matter how small, you build momentum. That momentum makes the next step easier, and the one after that even easier. It's like climbing a staircase, one step at a time, and before you know it, you're halfway up. The key is to keep moving. Fear is what stops most people from taking action. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear doesn't go away by avoiding it. It goes away by facing it. Every time you take action despite your fear, you get a little braver, a little stronger. And over time, those fears lose their power over you. Finally, let's talk about how you end your day. Do you just collapse into bed exhausted? Or do you take a moment to reflect on what you've done, what you've learned, and how you can improve for tomorrow? How you end your day is just as important as how you start it. Take a few moments at the end of each day to reflect. What went well today? What didn't? What can I learn from today? This isn't about self-criticism, it's about growth. It's about recognizing what worked and what didn't and deciding how you can show up better tomorrow. Reflection helps you appreciate your progress. No matter how small the wins may seem, they matter. It also helps you let go of stress. Don't carry today's worries into your night. Instead, use this time to reset. Go to sleep with peace in your heart, knowing that you gave your best, that you learned from your experiences, and that tomorrow is a fresh start. Start this habit today. Take 5 minutes at the end of each day to reflect. Ask yourself the key questions. What went well? What could I have done better? What am I grateful for? What's one thing I can do tomorrow to move closer to my goal? The way you end your day matters. It sets the stage for tomorrow. And when you improve, you change your life.